stop thinking that you're going to gain the muscle that you see on these stupid charts and start using my chart because it's the best chart in the world. Way more accurate than every single chart you can find. Mine is the best. You know it's true. I'm right 99% of the time. Coach Greg, and I am here to share with you the true journey of natural muscle growth. So I'm going to explain how much muscle you can expect to gain throughout your lifespan. This is for naturals, not if you're enhanced. So if you're enhanced, I don't care. You're going to gain more than this most likely. Whatever. If you are a female, male, poor genetics, supreme genetics, this is going to answer everything so that you can completely understand. There's so much trickery and BS, frankly, on the internet that people have no clue what to really expect. So I made a graph, a chart, I aligned it out so that you can look at it and very easily see what is normal, what can I expect. And let's take this one step at a time. It's easy to understand. So, year one, you're newbie. You just started. It's not more complicated than that. I don't care if you're 18, 28, whatever. The first year you gain, if you have amazing genetics, that's very good genetics, you can expect to gain 8 to 12 pounds of muscle. In that first year, because you're fresh and new, your muscles have not progressed towards your genetic limit, and they're going to gain the most amount of muscle. 12 is like, wow, that's amazing. Crazy genetics. Like me, somebody like me. 8, still very good, way above average, okay? Now, if you're female or if you are a male with lower than normal genetics, expect to gain 4 to 6 pounds in that newbie gain first year experience, okay? Well, why do women gain less muscle? Well, they're women. Shocker! They have less testosterone. They're smaller on average than men. Does it mean it's impossible for a girl to gain more muscle than a man? No, but if you take averages, averages happen to just balance everything out, okay? So, if you have a really shitty genetic profile and you're a man, expect to gain the same amount of muscle as a woman. Obviously on a spectrum. And yes, there are exceptions. You might gain 1 more pound than this chart has. I'm not going to give the range of every person on the planet. 1 in a million are going to gain more than even the best gifted people. 1 in a billion with a B are going to gain even more. But for 99% of you, this applies to you. Okay? 99%. That's enough. Okay, year 2. The gains are slowing down already. The first year, it's the best. The second year, still good, but it's slowing down. So our gifted people, the men, 6 to 8 pounds. Still a significant amount. You're definitely going to notice the difference. Every few months, you'd look in the mirror and be like, wow, I definitely feel like I'm making some gains. Not every week, people. So many people send me progress photos every week. Oh, do you see a change? Are you kidding? No, I don't see a change. Women, half of that, 3 to 4 pounds. So the general rule here is women and below average men, you're going to gain half as much as the gifted guys are going to gain. It makes it very easy to remember and understand, okay? Year 3, again, slowing down. 4 to 6 pounds for a man. So about 5 pounds. That's the gifted guys. 5 pounds in year 3 if you have very good genetics. Sick and tired of people saying, oh, I only put on 5 pounds of muscle this year. My genetics suck. Are you kidding? They're amazing. People don't realize this. Women, 2 to 3, or below average guys, 2 to 3 pounds, okay? That's where you're at. Year 4, it's going down even more, 3 to 5 pounds, okay? So if you're getting 3 pounds in year 4, that's actually above average. You're already slowing down to that point, okay? And for the women, guys with lower genetic ability, 2 pounds, that's it, 2. 6 months to gain 1. So forget this, every month I should gain a half a pound of muscle. No, that's way freaky. So lower your expectations, people. All of you, whatever you want, cut it in half and it's probably not even going to happen. Literally, everyone's expectations are so high, and I think the reason is because people see enhanced transformations that they don't know are actually enhanced. Oh, this movie star put on 14 pounds of muscle in 3 months for their role as Superman or whatever. But they train 4 hours a day and ate chicken breast and rice, so it must have happened. Well, I'm going to eat chicken breast and rice and train like that. Well, I should gain at least 10. No, you're not going to, because it's all BS and they're all anabolic stuff. They're not natty. Year 5, we're already down in the advanced, guys. 2 to 4 pounds. Not advanced, average girls, 1 pound by year 5. So if you've been training for 5 years and you're a female or a guy that's not a freak, you're probably going to gain 1 pound per year, not per month, year. So lower those expectations. You keep training hard, you make slow and steady gains. It takes a lifetime to build a freaky physique. Years 6 through 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, you are only going to expect 2 to 3 pounds a year if you have amazing genetics, natty. So if somebody's like, oh, I'm still gaining 5+ pounds, probably lying to you, probably not natural, or they're gaining fat and water and they think it's muscle and it's not, and then when they diet it off, they discover that, wow, it wasn't muscle after all. They'll use stupid excuses like, oh, I lost all my muscle dieting. Nah, probably not. You lost all your fat that you thought was muscle dieting. The saying I use all the time is, you're not flat, you were fat. People, oh, I'm flat now, coach. I'm flat. They type it to me all the time. I'm flat. I need to have a cheat meal. I need a carb up meal. No, you were fat, and now you have the actual muscle that's underneath showing, and you're not that big after all. Everyone that wants to diet, double the amount of pounds you think you need to lose, and that's how much you have to lose. So if you're 200 pounds and you're like, oh, if I lose 20 pounds, I'll look really good. Nope, you lose 40 pounds, you lose good. Okay? Another rule, whatever body fat percent you think you are, add 5% to it, and that's probably what you are in 90% of the time. It'll be more accurate than what you think. Whatever you think, look at yourself, give yourself a number. I'm 15%, I'm 18. Just add 5, and that's what you are. Now, into year 10, you may, in fact, with great genetics, expect to gain a 0 pounds, or maybe 1. 0 to 1. Half a pound, you're doing good. After 10 years, you literally are hitting that genetic limit. If you are training effectively for 10 years, you're probably at your genetic limit. Maybe you have great genetics, you keep going and creeping up with that 1 pound or half a pound. Well, no, sir, that's not true. You gain muscle after 10 years. Why did you gain? Well, if you started at 10 and you're 20, you haven't hit your limit. It's not shocking. The first 8 years don't technically count towards your genetic limit, okay? Because you're a kid, you're going through puberty, okay? So, also, if you are a triathlete or a marathon runner for 10 years and lifting weights at the same time, and you stop doing marathons and focus on lifting, you're not going to beat your genetic limit in 10 years because you haven't reached your natural genetic limit yet, okay? As you approach the genetic limit, let's say your genetic limit's here and you're here. Fast gains, slower, 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 and then barely, and then you finally reach it, that's it. Unless you're Michael Hearn, then you keep going till you're about 50. Or 70, we don't know, he's not 70 yet. For women, after 10 years, 0 to 1/2 pound. That's about where you're gonna grow. That's how much you can expect. So what does that translate into your lifetime of muscle building ability? Okay, well here it is. If you're a dude, a guy, and you got great genetics, 30 to 50 pounds of muscle natural you could achieve. So say you're 20 years old, 150 pounds, you could put on 30 to 50 pounds on top of that. That would put you at 180 to 200. That is amazing muscle growth. That is the top. 50 pounds of muscle is redonkulous, insane, crazy muscle, okay? My genetics aren't that good to gain 50. I'm talking about the best. 30 to 50, that's great genetics. I'm certainly in that range. I put on more than 30 pounds. If your genetics are bad or not so good, or if you're a female, 15 to 25 pounds of muscle is what you can expect. So if you see Miss Female Freak and she posts her before and after, and she put on 30 pounds of muscle in 3 years, she ain't natty. She's not. She's tricking you. She's fooling you. And she has to because you can't admit it. It's even harder for women to admit that they're on stuff than it is for men. Society judges us. You know how many people judge me for even just being on HRT even? Hormone replacement therapy, normal test levels, 750 nanograms per deciliter. Those of you who understand this. 140 milligrams a week per week test. Oh, you cheater. Oh, you're so horrible. Oh, you're banned from every sport in the world. It's like, come on, people. Let people be people. Let us be happy. Females take birth control pills to not get pregnant. Men should be able to take HRT to feel healthy at a 40-some-year-old age, okay? Makes sense. Don't judge people for just taking something. And don't judge them for not admitting it either because they don't want to be ridiculed by all these people. Okay, that's just another point. Subscribe, click the bell button, do all those things, okay? Get a swoosh, you get notified right away, and then you can watch my videos from start to finish. Right away, write it, and write comments, and like, and all that stuff. Helps algorithms, helps me. Now, I didn't summarize what it's like if you're a female with poor genetics. You gotta take half of what I wrote for the women. So everything you saw for the women, even half of that could happen. So a woman's lifespan, 7 to 15 pounds of muscle-ish. In 10 years, a woman training hard might only gain 10 pounds of muscle in 10 years. That's realistic. So if you start training and you're like, well, geez, I only gained 4 pounds this year. That's amazing. 10 pounds is hard to grow for a person with poor genetics. Men, easier time, they have more testosterone, but it's still hard. So stop thinking that you're going to gain the muscle that you see on these stupid charts and start using my chart because it's the best chart in the world. Way more accurate than every single chart you can find. Mine is the best. You know it's true. I'm right 99% of the time. Used to be 98. I'm getting smarter. It's 99% now. Okay? Sorry. It's fact. All right, watch one of these videos because they're educational, informative, or they're just natty or not because you guys love those the most. GregDoucette.com, you hire me there for coaching or phone consultations where I can explain things to you on the phone. Greg Doucette IB Pro where we can chat on my wall and argue about stuff. And until next time, I am out.